Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Sly here with Flo. And Flo, boy wonder? Boy genius? We're talking about Brock Purdy, man. The cognitive test went off, man. Went up there, got one of the highest scores ever. What do you think about this man, Brock Purdy? Is he a genius? Do you think it's a good thing, or it's not that big of a deal, man? It's football.
No, it's actually a pretty big thing because, especially in the NFL, how quick decisions are made.
Yeah.
Split-second decisions, understanding the offense, understanding where everybody's going to go. He's a smart guy, and you can kind of see that in his game because he didn't have like the greatest arm. He had a decent arm, but he didn't have the greatest arm. But he's able to throw people open because he knows exactly where they're supposed to be. He knows the offense pretty much like almost like a veteran, and he was only in his first year, so it was kind of crazy seeing what he could do. He could pretty much get everything done besides freaking have Tyler Croft block for him. Everything but that, man. The guy was able to do it. I kind of bashed him at first because I didn't think he was going to be that type of player. I'm still kind of a big Trey Lance guy, but Brock Purdy, man, I'm happy with him at the quarterback at the helm. But hopefully he comes back from that injury. Cause fuck, that sucked, man. Especially to see that happen so early in the game. You just don't want it to happen, especially if he's going to maybe be your franchise guy. What do you think about it?
I think it's big, like you were saying, man. They said that he went up there with Patrick Mahomes and Drew Brees as one of the highest IQ at the cognitive test. And I think it's a big deal, man, because remember that guy back in the day, Jeff George, had the best arm ever, man, but I guess he was one of the lowest tested dude. He was dumb as a rock.
Another guy was G's boy, Vince Young.
Vince Young,
he was
and Jamarcus Russell, man. And, you know, they were stupid. You know, Jeff George, and they all had the great arms.
Yeah, great arms.
All of them had great, except
arms.
Vince Young, he had it, whatever. But you're right, Russell and Jeff George, man, the best arms ever, but they were just dumb as a rock, throwing a lot of interceptions. And you saw that in the game that I noticed was a game against Seattle when those plays where things were breaking down and he finds Elijah Mitchell for the touchdown, check down. Then the same thing with Christian McCaffrey. We haven't seen that in forever with a quarterback with high IQ doing stuff like that. And I was like shocked, like, oh shoot, is this what a quarterback's supposed to be? Because it's been so long, you know, since we've had that. And I think it's a huge deal. And I honestly feel that if this guy is our starting quarterback, he's gonna use his smarts. He's not gonna have the strongest arm, but Joe Montana didn't have the strongest arm. Look what he did. So I love it, man. I think it's a huge deal, and we'll see what happens in the offseason with these two guys, Trey Lance and Brock Purdy. But when I heard that, I'm like, oh man, I gotta talk about that because I think it's a big deal, man.
Yeah, man. And the thing about Brock Purdy that I like too is he still played in that NFC Championship game after getting tagged like that. That gave me kind of like Montana kind of vibes, or Tom Brady, you know? Like they just didn't want to quit. Obviously, he had to protect himself, but pretty much this guy, I think, if he comes back close to where he was, we got a special guy just because how smart he is. It's kind of just intangible. It's how hard he fights. I think he's going to be a solid guy for years to come.
And you know what? That game against Dallas, you know, people were kind of like, oh, he was like, oh, so. But honestly, I was looking at the stats and all that. He was getting pressure on 50% of his passes, and still, I thought he looked pretty good. And I remember going on the Cowboys YouTubers, and they were like, damn, man, Brock Purdy was killing it. They were like impressed because they're like, we're used to Dak Prescott. We're not used to seeing that stuff. So to me, he's a breath of fresh air. And like you said, man, I think it's a big deal. And like when a pocket collapses, or even when you look at your first, second read, you got to be smart. And that game against the Raiders, man, that right there where he was just like, he knew exactly where he was going to go. Boom, boom, boom. So I think a lot of it has to do with his IQ, man. He wasn't afraid to sling it, and he was smart about it. And I love it, man. The fact that he's mentioned with Patrick Mahomes and Drew Brees. We'll see how his career goes. He's a young-ass guy, so I love that he's a smart dude, man.
All right, well, you guys let us know in the comments what you guys think about Brock Purdy's IQ. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. See y'all next time.
Peace.